This is something people have been asking me to talk about for years. I never wanted to. Not because it's too scary, but because I still don't know what really happened that day. It was senior year. Wednesday, third period. The kind of morning that feels like it's already over before it begins. We were in English class, half awake, half done with school mentally. Our teacher had stopped teaching and was letting us work quietly, phones out, whispers everywhere. Nothing unusual. I remember looking at the clock. 9:42. A.M. That's when the intercom clicked. Not the usual clean tone, it crackled first, like someone hesitated before pressing the button. Then the principal's voice came through. Shaking, breathing. Fast. This is not a drill. Teachers, initiate lockdown procedures immediately. No explanation. No warning, just silence after that. Our teacher didn't say a word. He stood up so fast his chair slammed backward. Lights off. Door locked. Blinds pulled. We were pushed into the corner of the room, sitting on the floor, knees pulled in, backs against the wall. Someone laughed nervously. Someone whispered, "Is this real?" Then the power went out. Not just the lights, everything. The air felt different after that. Thicker. Like the building itself was holding its breath. A minute passed. Maybe two. Then we heard it. Footsteps. Running. Heavy. Erratic. Not the sound of a student. A man screamed. Not words, just raw. Broken, screaming. The kind that doesn't sound human for very long. It echoed through the hallway, bouncing off lockers, getting closer. One girl started crying. Another covered her mouth to stop herself from making noise. The footsteps stopped right outside our classroom. Something hit the lockers, metal denting, over and over. Then a voice. "I know you're in there." The door rattled. "I'll kill you if you don't open it." I remember staring at the door handle, convinced it was about to turn. Convinced that if it did, this would be the last moment of my life. Artito put one finger to his lips. His hand was shaking. The banging stopped. Footsteps again. Moving away. The screaming faded down the hallway until it disappeared completely. Didn't move. 10 minutes passed. Maybe longer. Finally, the intercom came back on. The principal sounded calmer now. Too calm. He explained that an unstable individual had entered the school, attacked the front desk secretary, and fled into the building. They didn't know if he was armed. They couldn't find him. We were told to resume class. Doors locked. No one allowed to leave. School continued like nothing had happened. But here's the part that never sat right with me. Later that night, a janitor found a man asleep in a storage closet near the gym. According to rumors, and this part was never confirmed, there was a gun in his jacket pocket. Before police arrived, the man was gone. No arrest, no updates. Years later, I looked up the incident. There's no record of it. No police report, no news, article, nothing. Sometimes I wonder if he ever left the building, and sometimes I think about something else. When the man was screaming in the hallway, he never once tried the door handle. Almost like he didn't need to, almost. Like he already knew who was inside. I didn't realize anything was wrong until the bell rang, and nobody moved. It was a Monday, first period. Half the class was still asleep. Our regular history teacher had been out sick, so we were supposed to have a substitute. No one cared. Sub days were basically free days. At exactly 8:03 a.m., the door opened. The substitute walked in. He was tall, thin, wearing a gray sweater and slacks. No name tag, no clipboard, just a man. He stood at the front of the class and stared at us, not scanning, not smiling, just staring. Finally, he said, Sit. Not please sit. Not good morning, just sit. We laughed. Some people mocked him under their breath, but everyone sat down. He didn't take attendance. Didn't introduce himself. He turned and wrote one word on the board. HISTRY. Then he asked, "Who here knows what happened in this room?" Silence. Someone joked, class." The substitute smiled. It was the wrong kind of smile. He pointed to a random girl in the second row. "You?" he said. "Tell me what happened." She shook her head. "I don't know." He nodded slowly. "Good," he said. "Neither do they." And that's when I noticed something. The classroom door was gone, not open, gone. Where the door should have been was just a smooth white wall. No hinges, no handle, no frame. Someone stood up. "Yo, what the hell?" The substitute raised his hand, and the student sat back down. Not because he wanted to, because his legs moved on their own. Panic spread. Phones came out. No signal, no Wi-Fi, no time. The substitute wrote again. 1979. Then he asked, "Who died here?" We started screaming. He flinched like the noise annoyed him. "Wrong question," he said. "You should be asking who survived." He pointed at the back of the room, and suddenly, the lights flickered. For half a second, I saw something else. Different desks, different students, blood on the floor. Then it was gone, back to normal. People were crying now. Someone tried to punch him. Their arm froze mid-swing. The substitute walked over and leaned down, inches from the student's face. "You don't remember me?" he whispered. "But I remember all of you." He tapped the desk, and suddenly names carved themselves into the wood. Dozens of names, overlapping, scratched, deep. He looked at us. "You think history disappears when nobody talks about it?" Then the bell rang, and the door was back. Just normal. We ran, screaming, crying, stampeding. Teachers flooded the hall, but our classroom was empty. No desks, no board, no names, just a storage room. Years later, I searched old records. There was a fire at our school in 1979. A classroom burned. Students trapped. One teacher survived. Guess what his name was?